A lot has changed since the last time I put up a podcast episode. I'm working on an episode right now about some of the ways this pandemic has reset our lives and how different moms are dealing with all these drastic changes. But for this week, I just wanted to help you tackle one big challenge: meal planning. We're all doing a lot more home cooking than we were just 2 weeks ago. 3 meals a day at home. I've been trying to think of how I can help the How She Moms community in my own small way while trying to figure out my own life right now. And I decided that one thing I can do is to offer my meal planning workshop to all of you for free. I'll leave this promotion open for several months while we get through this crisis together. The rest of this episode this week will be the introduction from the workshop, so you can see if you want to sign up for the rest of the workshop. If you decide to do it, you can access it from howshemoms.com. It will still say that the cost is $25, but once you click on it, it will also give you the free option. Obviously, I created this workshop before I'd even heard of COVID-19, so not everything applies to our current situation. But at some level, meal planning is meal planning. I've been thinking about and praying for all you moms out there as we all figure out how to navigate this new reality. I'd love to hear from you either by email, whitney@howshemoms.com, or on the How She Moms Facebook group to find out what you're doing and what topics you'd like me to cover during this crazy time. I'm rooting for all of you. This is the How She Moms podcast, where we talk about how different moms solve the same problems. I'm Whitney Archibald, a mother of 5 kids myself. I collect ideas so you can pick and choose what works for you and your family. Welcome to the How She Moms Meal Planning Workshop. I'm Whitney Archibald, the founder of How She Moms, and I'm also the mom of 5 kids myself. I have kids from 14 down to 4, and 4 boys and 1 girl, just so that you have a little idea of where I'm coming from. I've been cooking meals for my family for 20 years since I got married, but I am not a meal planning expert. I'm a practitioner just like you. I have my times when I'm good at meal planning, and I have my times when I have no idea what I'm going to cook my kids. That is why I'm creating this workshop. I'm creating what I wish I had when I started out or when I get in a slump, so that I can just have ideas from other moms on how to change things up or change my system to my current situation. Any system that you have in your household is going to evolve over time as your kids grow, as you get more skills, and you really have to change your system as you go. So this workshop is designed to give you a lot of ideas so that you can figure out, yes, what will work for you now, but also what will work for you in the future and at other stages of being a mom. The goal of the workshop is to get you a realistic, practical, and customized system that you can take today and get up and running. So we're going to spend time working through a workbook and learning from other moms so that you can get all the work done now and not have to figure out another time later to do it. So when I was first married, meal planning was very simple because my repertoire was minuscule. I could make one fancy dinner, and that was pepper steak. But otherwise, I could make tacos or breakfast food or quesadillas, any of those quick things to throw together. I could make Spanish rice, which was just ground beef, rice, and tomato sauce in a casserole dish. Really basic. So meal planning wasn't very hard because I didn't have many options, but there was not much joy in preparing meals or planning them. And one day I was just cooking and I realized I'm going to be doing this my whole life. My husband was headed to med school. He wasn't going to be the one that was going to take this on. And if I'm going to be spending so much of my time doing this, I better learn to love it. And so I decided that I would start cooking 1 new recipe a week, and that started expanding my repertoire and building my skills, and I actually did start to enjoy it. So meal planning doesn't have to always be drudgery. You can find joy in planning meals for your family, and that's part of what I want to get across today. Then I had kids, which entered me into a new stage of meal planning. Nothing sucks the life out of a beautiful eggplant parmesan like mashing it up and feeding it to a baby, only to have to reinsert it into their mouth when they spit it out. Meals become messy, they become frustrating because as the kids grow, they start to be picky and have opinions. And soon, the mealtime can become a battleground. That makes it really hard even in those early planning stages. If you know the meal itself isn't going to bring joy, it's hard to bring joy to the meal planning process. And really, it's the relentlessness of the whole endeavor that really gets to you. There's dinner every night, and then comes breakfast, and then lunch, and then dinner again. It just never ends. I can't tell you how many times my kids right at breakfast have already started asking me what's for dinner that day. And sometimes I just want to run screaming from the room. I started How She Moms for situations just like this, where you're frustrated and your current system is not quite working. You just need to infuse more life into it. So this workshop should give you some new ideas that might rejuvenate your interest and your kids' interest in the meal planning process. I'm going to be talking about lots of different strategies from different moms that just might resonate with you. Basically, we'll be lifting off the roofs of houses all over the country so that you can see inside how they are solving the problems that you're facing. So the other thing to keep in mind is that there are no right or wrong answers here. There's no one-size-fits-all meal system that's going to work for every family. If you want to spend hours making gourmet meals and having a cozy dinner time with your family, that is fabulous. If you want to get takeout 3 times a week and throw some quesadillas and chicken nuggets at them the other days, that works too. You're going to find that different things work in different situations for different personalities. In the next lesson of this course, we're going to talk about strategies, tactics, and logistics, and how thinking about your meal planning system in those terms will help you to keep focused on your main priorities and your goals. Then we'll talk about specific strategies and what you want to accomplish with your family meals. After that, we'll go into specific tactics and logistics with lots of different prep strategies, meal planning strategies, and even different ways to create it either on paper or on the computer, whatever fits your personality. We'll go into specific case studies of different moms and their different strategies that you can follow, of what you do daily, weekly, and monthly for your meal plan. And we'll also end up with a month-long menu of ideas. Whether you end up planning it a month at a time or a week at a time, this will give you a head start so that you can end this course and hit the ground running with a new system for your family. I also want to give you your first assignment in this introductory lesson. If you open your workbook or pull it up on your computer, whichever way works best for you, you'll see the first assignment is to make a list of what you struggle with and what you enjoy about cooking for your family and creating meal plans. This will help you when we get to the strategic level so that you can design a system that works for your reality. If you struggle finding time to create meals, you're going to want a strategy that focuses on quick and easy tactics and logistics. Maybe you struggle with knowing what to make. Maybe you struggle with picky eaters or getting kids to stay at the table. Or maybe your kids snack all day and then they're not hungry at dinner time. Whatever you're struggling with, you can create a system that will address those specific issues. And even though it might be hard to pin down, there are probably some things that you enjoy about planning and prepping meals for your family. Maybe you like cooking itself. Maybe you like eating together. Maybe you like teaching your kids to cook. Or maybe you just enjoy the compliments when they actually do like what you make. And maybe it's just the front end that you enjoy. Maybe you like looking through colorful cookbooks or pinning things on Pinterest that you want to make. Whatever part of it brings you joy, that's something we want to accentuate in your personal system. If you decide you want to do the rest of this workshop, I'll leave a link in my show notes, or you can also find it at howshemoms.com. Instead of my usual ending to this podcast, I'm going to take you out with a song my sister wrote called The Coronavirus Blues.
The virus is spreading, the schools are closing, folks hiding in their homes, no more church, no more sports, fever burning, coughs concerning, hand sanitizer's gone, got me all out of sorts, I've got the COVID-19, yeah, the coronavirus blues. No toilet paper and masks are out of stock. Stores running out of food, lines clear around the block. Tom Hanks has got it, Gobert and Mitchell too. Stuck in Oklahoma with nothing much to do. We've got the COVID-19, yeah, Yeah, the coronavirus blues. Don't panic, please wash your hands. Don't panic, stock up on cans. Don't panic, don't make a scene. Don't panic, just quarantine. We've got the COVID-19. Yeah, the coronavirus blues. We've got the please don't panic, wash your hands. Yeah, the coronavirus